Hey, Pazza YouTube, what's up? How's it going, everybody? Have for y'all today the team builder for week 8 of PGBL season 2. Now, if you guys may have missed our last week battle, which was live commentated, but couldn't get around to actually doing the thumbnail and putting the face, not thumbnail, but putting the layout with the face cam and all that shenanigan. I do post editing after I record because I don't know. I've been thinking about maybe doing it on OBS to save some time, but I don't really know about all that right now. But yeah, a link to that should be down in the description or over there on the screen. Also, a bit of change of scenery here. I know the background is a little bit blank, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks we can kind of have some things up and it won't be as bland. Also, apologize if my mic sounds a little bit odd, but yeah, if you guys are excited for this team builder, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. And the day that this is going up, our first team builder for MPA should also be going up, so that's pretty exciting. PGBL battles and MPA battles will both be uploaded on Saturdays, obviously at different times, so yeah, either way, should be very, very exciting. So this week we are taking on the commissioner of the PGBL, and that is Roots8100, aka coach of the New Jersey Brobats, if I'm not mistaken. Check him out, guys. Channel link and stuff. Sorry about that. Channel link and stuff will be down below. So as you can see from my matchup, we somehow, for some reason, allowed this man to get Celesteela and Karen Black. Why? Both of these mons are easy top 10, well, maybe arguably top 5, easily round 1 picks, top 5, top 10, easy. And it went back to, I think he was number 2 or number 3 in drafting, and it literally just went down, went back up, and he got Karen Black. Look at Karen Black and look at our team. Yeah. There's not much I can do. I guess the good thing about it is that Karen Black does invite me to just get a free switch into my Infernape, potentially Zygarde, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe they do both speed tie, and he may not be bringing something like Jolly or plus speed nature. Sneasel gets a free switch in. We can potentially knock him out with Scolipede as well, which is super nice. Mega Deontay just kind of comes in for free and clicks buttons against his team, actually, even though, yeah, he's got Celesteela. We can pressure the Celesteela if we get hazards up, stealth rocks of course, and then we can spam Diamond Storm to an extent, maybe Hidden Power Fire. Also, he has a little rain core going on between Politoed and Ludicolo. Thankfully, that is regular Swampert. Now, Mega Swampert, he does have Mega Sceptile in the back. So, of course, the top 6 Pokemon are what I'm mainly expecting. Ambipom in this matchup realistically is not that bad, just because it kind of outspeeds a huge majority of our team. So I do kind of more or less expect Ambipom to come to this game. Gardevoir is kind of in the same boat as Mega Gardevoir earlier in the season, where it's depending on if it's Life Orb or Specs. Even Scarf could be kind of annoying, but I think Life Orb or Specs would determine on exactly how big of a nuisance Gardevoir was in this match. So gotta watch out for that. And then if he doesn't bring the Rain Core, then I don't think he's gonna bring either one of the two last top 6. Obviously he could definitely bring Swampert, Drapion, maybe Fortress, a hazard stacking lead Fortress could be a little bit annoying. But I mean, we do have Deontay, we have Rapid Spin, he doesn't have a ghost type, and we have Defog, Prankster Defog on Klefki. So yeah, I really don't expect Sceptile because we have Sneasel, and I don't expect Fortress because it's the Fortress. And then Drapion and Swampert, I'm really not expecting, but he can definitely bring those two over the Rain Core. But for the most part, the top 6 are what I'm mostly expecting. So let's go ahead and get this started. So the first team member that we have here is going to be Child's Play, aka the Klefki. This is kind of my pivot switch-in pseudo-mon. I have nothing that really switches into Karen Black, but if worst comes to worst, we should be able to guarantee live 1 hit, and then from there we can go for potentially the Reflect. We can get Prankster Thunder Wave off on Kyurem, or maybe get up Spikes, if anything. Spikes in this matchup are super nice because his only form of hazard removal is Fortress. So if he doesn't bring Fortress, the more Spikes I can get up against him, the more entry hazard damage his team is going to be taking, and the more beneficial that is going to be to us in the long run of this battle. So that's going to be really nice. Reflect is mainly there to kind of support the rest of our team, as you guys will see here. Plus, he does have a lot of physically offensive offensive mons. Mostly I'm scared of like physically offensive Celesteela, the Ambipom, and just Fusion Bolt Kieran Black in general. Kieran Black should easily run like Fusion Bolt, Earth Power, Ice Beam, probably a Z Freeze Shock to just obliterate something on our squad. So yeah, I figured that Reflect was probably a little bit better than Light Screen, and I suppose having both could come in handy, but I really feel like I need spikes, especially as you guys will see from the rest of our team. And then Thunder Wave is just really nice because we can Prankster Thunder Wave again the Kyurem, we can Prankster Thunder Wave the Gardevoir and the Ludicolo. Don't expect the Mega Sceptile, although if he does bring Mega Sceptile, I guess Klefki could potentially get overwhelmed. But I mean, I have Sneasel. Like, Sneasel has realistically a pretty good matchup in this game. Even if he does have the Celesteela, we can knock it off, scout out for potential Z moves or things along those lines. So yeah, I really think that this Klefki should be decent and solid enough. Next off, we have one of our win conditions in Mr. Snorlax here, aka Munchies. And the cool thing about this is that this is going to be supported by one of our other team members. And just in general, sub curse Snorlax is absolutely amazing in this matchup. Like, if this gets behind a substitute, I can curse up, then his physically offensive threats won't be able to break the sub. His specially offensive threats already don't do that much damage to us as it is, and between Body Slam and Fire Punch, we hit absolutely everything for neutral or super effective damage. And the great thing about Body Slam is that I got that 30% chance to get a paralysis, so I can potentially paralyze like Ludicolo if it comes down to it. I can paralyze potentially like the Gardevoir, the Kieran Black, even the Celesteela, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal if we can get a pair off on them, because then that means the rest of our team can take advantage of that. Fire Punch, of course, is there to mainly nuke the Fortress, also to do some kind of super effective damage to Celesteela. Celesteela in this match, if he's got like Aqua Berry or if he just has Rain in general, that could be a little bit bad, because I'm basically forced to bring Infernape to this match. Like, yeah, we have Zygarde in the back, but even then, I can't go like a choice banded route because of the Sceptile and the Ludicolo, and the fact that we're outsped by the Ambipom, which can easily have Ice Punch or something along those lines. And yeah, that could be really annoying. And then he could also maybe have like Scarf Kieran Black. Like, that doesn't realistically seem too bad in this matchup either. But for the most part, Snorlax is going to be one of our main win conditions to be able to sweep through his team later on, or this can help break his team down for our other win conditions. So moving on to our breaker of the squad, we have good old Infernape here. As I mentioned, have to bring Infernape. This is legitimately the hardest hitting Pokemon I have for that Celesteela, and we are running a nice mixed set. Unfortunately, we cannot fit Stealth Rocks on this set, and the thing about this matchup too is that if I'm just able to get up spikes in general, we don't really need Stealth Rocks. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess a little bit of chip damage off on Celesteela would be nice, but in the long run, if it's like Leech Seed, Leftovers, Protect, which it very well could be, then it's going to be gaining back all that HP. But I mean, if it's offensive, then it's actually going to be a little bit more easy for us to deal with. So while I am a huge advocate of always wanting to bring Stealth Rocks, I think anytime you make a team, you should try and fit Stealth Rocks, but this is one of those very rare scenarios, and I think like the second time this season that we just couldn't fit Stealth Rocks on the squad, but that's because we needed all 4 of our moves. Close Combat absolutely nukes everything that is not called Gardevoir. Fire Blast is really only for the Celesteela. I didn't want to go Flare Blitz just because if I take all that recoil damage, then that's probably going to end up hurting me in the long run. Plus, Fire Blast kind of does really good damage to his team outside of Rain, so that's going to be super nice if he doesn't bring the Rain. Grass Knot, of course, is mainly for the Swampert, and I guess it does good damage to the Politoed depending on if it's like physically or specially defensive. Then Close Combat or Grass Knot should be doing more if I'm not mistaken. And then Mach Punch is super nice because we can pick off things like Sceptile, Ludicolo, Ambipom, Kieran Black if it's Scarfed, maybe Gardevoir if it's super low enough, and then even Celesteela if it's like Autotomize, we can potentially pick it off from there. So it's going to be really good. And Infernape in general is just really amazing in this matchup, and we should have enough speed to outspeed a Jolly or Timid, just plus speed natured Kieran Black or Drapion in general. I could have potentially gone like Modest or plus special attack, but then I would have not been able to outspeed Kieran Black or Drapion if they're running max speed, and I'd just rather not put myself in that scenario. So moving on down the line, we have our support mon for our Snorlax, as well as the next Pokemon coming. I probably should have put this in like better order. I normally like to like do my team builders like based off of like the positions I found. Like I put the Pokemon in, so obviously Klefki was number 1, then Snorlax, then Ape, and then Vaporeon was 4th, and then 5th and 6th, and we'll get into those in a second. But we're kind of adapting the same rule that we used for, I believe it was week 4 of PGBL, where we also didn't bring Stealth Rocks, and we brought more or less this kind of same set. Aqua Ring Baton Pass into Snorlax behind a substitute, that's not dying. You're not gonna kill Snorlax. And if you look at his, like, he doesn't have any fighting type moves on his team either. So unless he's got like Z Focus Blast, Kieran Black, or like Z Superpower Celesteela, there's not realistically too much that he can do once I'm able to Baton Pass an Aqua Ring into Snorlax. I would obviously have to be very careful if he has a Scald or the Leech Seed. Luckily we have immunity, so if he thinks he can just Toxic my Snorlax, then maybe we can catch him off guard with that and substitute as he tries to Toxics. Or if he doesn't burn us, we can get behind a sub, and then we're gonna have leftovers going, we're gonna have Aqua Ring going, we can start cursing, substituting, body slam spamming, and then fire punching accordingly, and that's gonna be absolutely amazing. The Stitches Barrier is just super nice, so we can gain back a little bit of HP once we go for 2 substitutes. And actually, I should make this HP stat even. I really hope I remember to do that before the actual battle. But yeah, for the most part though, Stitches Barrier is just really nice. If we get really low, or if we need to take a hit, like this can live, I believe, a non-like choice banded fusion bolt from Kieran Black, or if he doesn't have a lot of physical attack investment, we can live one. Then we can chew hits from Celesteela. I really don't expect them to bring Giga Drain on Celesteela. Like, he should have Heavy Slam, Air Slash, Earthquake potentially, or Flamethrower at least. Then maybe like Protect or Leech Seed as a final move. If he is gonna bring only 2 offensive moves, I really feel like it would be Heavy Slam and Earthquake potentially. Just because between those 2 moves, everything is hit for neutral or super effective damage. But if he does have the Air Slash, then he may not have Leech Seed and Protect, or if he's got 3 offensive moves and he doesn't have Leech Seed or Protect. So yeah, it's just a matter of finding out exactly if he has Leech Seed or not, or even if he has Toxic. The EV spread allows us to outspeed a non-speed EV'd Celesteela and a non-speed EV'd Politoed, which is going to be really nice because maybe we can sub up on the Politoed. If it doesn't have the Encore, then we can go ahead and Baton Pass out and pass the Aqua Ring, and then at that point we're just gonna absolutely destroy him with either our Snorlax or our second recipient of the Aqua Ring plus substitute, which is Substitute Dragon Dance Zygarde. And this is a very, very bulky and just really I guess kind of offensive. Like at +1, there's not really much that he has to deal with this. Like, yeah, max defense, max HP Swampert, if he does bring it, is what he most likely is going to want to run, and that'll definitely have Ice Beam or Roar, so obviously I will have to deal with that. But if we can Baton Pass and put ourselves into a position of where we're already at +1 and we can guarantee knock out this Swampert, then that would be absolutely phenomenal. Extreme Speed is honestly the only other move we need in this match. Like, I would have loved to like maybe put Substitute on this, like Outrage. I would have loved to put Outrage as a final move. But the thing about it is that if Celesteela's around and he still has something like Swampert, Gardevoir, Ludicolo, even Kyurem or Ambipom, and I don't have that extra priority, then that could really come to bite me in the end. So yeah, we are rocking double priority for his very fast Mons and his frail Mons and Ambipom and the Sceptile. We still do about like 30-ish% to offensive Ludicolo, which even if he brings Ludicolo, it's not faster than a potential +1 speed Scolipede if we bring Scolipede. So yeah, he most likely is going to be running just like Timid with max special attack as well. Timid, max speed, and then max special attack. So E-Speed does a really good amount of damage. If we get up to +2 attack with the Aqua Ring and we have a substitute, then at that point it's just kind of good game. Like, Zygarde, along with Vaporeon's help, can really just absolutely destroy him. And again, I didn't want something like Banded. Coil could have very well worked over Dragon Dance, but the thing about Dragon Dance as opposed to Coil is that we get that +1 speed, and that +1 speed can be absolutely huge So I didn't want to pass that up because at +1 speed, we outspeed everything that is not Ludicolo in the rain and that is not Choice Scarf. I'm like 90% sure, yeah, if I remember the speed correctly off the top of my head. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. We just have some very nice special bulk for his especially offensive mons. Plus, we can always tank at least one Ice Beam depending from whatever is hitting us. So that could be very, very clutch as well. And we have close to max HP to help out with that bulk, and then the 124 in attack just ensure that we're doing that extra amount of damage that we need to pick up those 2-hit KOs, because realistically this is not going to be OHKOing many things. It's basically going to be able to 2-hit KO everything. So if we weaken things with Infernape, with the spikes, and with Snorlax, then this can come in and we can just win with that. So that's going to be really nice. Yeah, so Snorlax, Ape, and Zygarde, all three of them are going to absolutely love the spike support from our Klefki. So spikes are going to be very, very huge in this match. And of course, 1000 Arrows already does super effective damage to Celesteela on the second hit. And then if he's not running HP Ice, I don't even think Heavy Slam breaks our substitute if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that can come in very, very clutch as well. So moving on to our final team member here. Of course, we had to bring Samantha the Scolipede, and finally, guys, finally, I am running Swords Dance Scolipede, and I'm running a Z move on it because I think literally every Scolipede I brought has just been protect the 3 attacks because it's just that good. But with him having Celesteela, Swords Dance Superpower Fightinium Z does, I think, like 60 to 70% min to Celesteela. And that's to like max defense, max HP. I think if he's max defense, max HP with like relaxed, bold, impish, whatever, then we're still doing like 70% or like 65-ish% min around that damage range with all that pummeling from superpower. So that's absolutely insane. Like if this gets up a Swords Dance with an Aqua, even without the Aqua Ring, if we just get up a Swords Dance at +1 speed, we literally outspeed and just destroy everything. So if Snorlax, Ape, and Zygarde are able to weaken his team, this comes in and just wins. Or this can come in, dent his team around, get rid of potentially like a Swampert, potentially a Kyurem, Celesteela, for Vaporeon to come in, Aqua Ring, Baton Pass to Zygarde or Snorlax, and then at that point it's basically good game between Mega Horn and Superpower. We hit absolutely everything for neutral or super effective damage, and I didn't really want to have something like Aqua Tail or Rock Slide because Superpower has that extra little bit of strength for us to just be that much of a threat to Celesteela. Plus the cool thing is if I know he's not running Air Slash, because of Scolipede's decent natural bulk and the fact that it's already very, very heavy as it is, we can live one non-offensive Heavy Slam, and I think we can actually live one offensive Heavy Slam. I don't remember off the top of my head, but obviously I need to gain the information on Celesteela, and then from there we'll make a play. But either way, we can live one Heavy Slam potentially at full Swords Dance, and that's basically a good game. Like +2 attack, +1 speed, it's basically over for his entire team. Of course, that means that we need to hit Mega Horn a lot, like every time. But if it comes down to it, hopefully that does happen. Either way though, Jolly Scolipede at +1 outspeeds Timid, Max Speed, Swift Swim, Ludicolo in the rain, which is also absolutely amazing. So yeah guys, that is going to be our squad for this week. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about our team builder. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow with the actual battle itself. So later everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks.